G'day folks, Ben from Snowy's today, running through with you how to set up and pack away these Joolca HOTTAP V2 portable hot water units.
Hit it.
It connects up with standard garden hose fittings, a quick connect gas fitting with a 12-volt power supply and a gas bottle. You can have hot water in any campsite with a Joolca HOTTAP. Before we dive into this product, there is loads more content like this on our YouTube channel, so make sure you like and subscribe and you'll get notified of all of our latest content. Now let's jump in. So in this box here is Joolca's HOTTAP V2 Nomad kit. Now we've had the HOTTAP in our system previously, in our range, sorry. Previously, we loved it back then. We didn't have it for a while. We've got it back in. This is the V2, which is an even stepped up or spec'd up version of that. A really awesome hot water unit for your camping and outdoor purposes. Now there's 3 different kits that you can get. They all have the same HOTTAP, but they have different inclusions. This is the Nomad. It comes in this tub, and you can use this tub as a sink. This measures 68 by 44 by about 31 in height, and all up, everything in here is about 12 kilos. So depending on which kit you buy, it's going to weigh a little bit less, I suppose. This is as heavy as it's going to be. I'm going to unpack this, lay it all out, and we'll go through what's included with each kit. Okay, everything in front of me here is what's included with the Nomad kit, which is everything you need to have hot water and hot water to shower in and hot water to wash in as well. There's also an essentials and an outing kit, and they include some of what's included in the Nomad kit. So to explain that, we'll start from this side here. They all come with a user manual, some quick start guides, really easy to read. They all come with a gas hose, they all come with the batteries you need, we'll install that shortly, and they all come with the same hot water units. The essentials in the outing kit just have some very basic feet that screw into the bottom here so that you can stand this up. And when you buy the essentials kit, you get the ensuite plumbing, which is a shower head, clip, and the hoses you need to have a shower and run it from mains water. So you need mains water hose to plug into the bottom. If you don't have mains water hose, get the outing kit, because you then got your off-grid plumbing kit included. This is a pump, and everything you need to pump it either from a jerry can or from a creek, any water source, into the unit. So you use these hoses, all standard garden fittings, to attach to the bottom here, and you can pump water from any source. So that's really good if you're just using it for showering in the camp. Want to take it one step further and want hot water in your kitchen as well when you're camping? The Nomad kit also includes the faucet plumbing and this tub here. So you can set this up as a wash-up tub in your camp kitchen. Got the hoses you need, and the Nomad kit includes an upgraded stand, which is this nice heavy duty or more sturdy stand here. Now the Nomad kit all packs up inside this tub here as I had it before. If you buy one of the smaller kits, the essentials or the outings, you can get bags as accessories from Joolca to pack it all away in, so you can still transport it nice and easily. Another thing to note is you can't mount these permanently outside or anywhere. They need to be a temporary mount, but what you can do is use the quick release bracket, mount the bracket permanently to a wall or to a camper or to the outside of your vehicle, wherever you like, and then you can easily attach this and remove it from the permanently mounted bracket. So there is an option to kind of have it semi-permanently mounted, I suppose. Now we'll set this up right now as we go. So the first thing we want to do is put the batteries in place. Now these batteries are just here for ignition, and they go in this little unit on the bottom here. To release that, we push it in and it just slides on out. Now there are images on the side here to show which way the battery's going. This is showing positive side down. This one shows positive side up. Then we just put that back in the bottom there. These batteries will last plenty of time. They're just for the piezo ignition inside the unit. Now we'll start to connect all of this up now. To do this is probably the most awkward bit about setting it up. Now, the way I find is probably easiest is just rest it on top of the stand here, because we need the hoses to come up through this gap here and attach into the bottom of the unit. Now we'll just mention that these are all quick connect fittings. Standard garden hose that just clicks into place, quick connect gas fitting that goes on the bottom here, so setting it up is really easy and really clearly labeled. Your gas input, water output, water input, and they're color coded. So we'll connect the gas hose to start with. So I feed this up through the stand here, push it in place, we slide the collar back and just push it until it clicks into place. That's our gas fitting attached. Now attach the water outlet. We'll grab the long red hose here, because this has got to go from the hot water unit to wherever we've got the shower hose, but you can attach any hose you want where. You can sort of mix and match these hoses to suit your setup, but I'm going to attach the long hose so that I can have this a little way away from where I'm going to have the shower rose. So I put this up through the bottom of the stand here, and this just pushes on like a standard garden hose would. So red hose, red water outlet, or output they've got on there. And then I'm going to use the plumbing kit, or the pump. So I grab one of these blue hoses and attach this. If I was using a standard mains water pressure, I'd just get my garden hose, feed my garden hose up under here and attach that onto my water input here. Because I'm using the 12-volt pump, I want to demo that for you today, I'm going to put the blue hose on here. So we've now got the batteries in, all three hoses connected, and we can put this on the stand. So if we now stand this upright, you can just slide this in place. Now just a little push so that it locks down into place, and that's the hot tap sitting neatly in the stand with our hoses and fittings coming out the back. While I'm back here, I'm going to attach my gas hose to my gas bottle, and then we'll connect the 12-volt pump up. Before we go any further, I'll just mention the dimensions of this on the stand. So on the heavy duty stand here, this is about 63 by 63 by about 35 or 36 centimeters in depth here. If you've got little lightweight feet on here, it's a little bit lower, comes to about 59 in height by about 47 in width this way, and about 30. So give you a rough idea on how that will fit, or if you've got a space that you're putting it, how it's going to fit that space. Now, to get things started now, we're going to keep attaching everything we need to get water into the unit first. So we'll grab the 12-volt pump. Before I attach power onto this, we just have a look at the back of the pump, and you can see there's an arrow on here which is indicating the direction of water flow. So this pump is going to be sucking water from our water source from this side and pushing it out this side. And when you buy it, it does have little valves attached. Quite often when you remove all of these, there will be a little bit of water come out. That's normal because they have tested all of these things. You'll find there's a little bit of water in there. And the same when you store it, you will get a bit of water come out. Before I forget too, it's also important to mention, once you set this up, if you do stop using it, or if you're in a frost-prone area and you've got it set up overnight, detach the hoses so the water can come out, otherwise you'll cause damage inside. Right now though, we're setting it up, so I'm going to grab my blue hose. This is the water going into the unit. So I've got to go, the water going this way, it's pushing out this way and into the unit here. So I attach this on that side of the pump. I'll lay that down there, and we'll attach the other side of that to a water source shortly. Okay, we'll grab our red hose, which is our outlet hose, and I'm going to set this up with both the faucet setting for my sink and the shower rose here. So to do that, I need to split this off in two ways. So I grab this little short 1 meter hose here, and each of these 1 meter hose has a 3-way splitter and a 2-way splitter. This allows you to really customize your setup. You don't need all of these for every setup. So in this instance, I'm going to put the 3-way splitter in place on that hose, attach this single hose here, and then attach my shower rose to that hose. Now I've still got a 2 meter hose and a 1 meter hose left here for the faucet setup if I like. I can take this one step further. This is a shower hose just by itself, so I can use this just as a shower hose. I can actually take the top off, once again, standard garden fittings. Use this as an inline switch within my shower tent if I like. Attach the second small hose and utilize the single or 2-way splitter, or single-way splitter I suppose. Put this in the end here, and then attach my shower rose on top. And what I can now do is have this as the switch within my shower tent, run this up to the top of my shower tent so I don't have all of this hanging up the top, and I can really set up a custom shower so you're not having as much weight hanging up in top of the shower. So that's one way you can set it up, and you've still got a hose left to be able to use the faucet here. For today, it's going to be easier for me because I'm just showing you in a tub. I'm going to leave this section of hose out, leave this on here, and while I've got it, I will show you this, the standard, or the little clip that you can use to mount this on the side of your vehicle. This clips in here. This is magnetic, so I can actually attach it on here and attach my shower rose there. It's quite a strong magnet, so you need to hold onto it when you pull that off, but it's strong enough to hold that upright on any metal surface. This has got a slightly rubberized finish on the back here, so you can put that on your vehicle, on your camper trailer, whatever you like, and mount this shower rose wherever's convenient for you to have a shower. I'll leave that on there for now, because what I'm now going to do is set up the faucet. Same deal here. I can use this as an inline switch if I like, but the faucet works best set up as such, like this. I'm going to grab this 2-meter hose. Once again, depending on how your campsite is configured, you might only need a 1-meter hose, but I'll use the 2-meter hose in this instance. So right now, I've got this hose coming from the hot water unit, coming to a junction here. One way is going to my faucet, the other way is going to my shower head. So I've got all our outlets plumbed up, and we can now set the faucet up over here on the tub. Now this is the storage tub that we pulled everything out of before. These are our drainage things for the side. I'll put them on in a sec. I just want to show you the drainage bung that is inside. So you've got this blind bung on the side here. You also get this garden fitting included. So you can take this out, it just screws out, and put the garden fitting in the side there. If you want to attach a hose, garden hose, to drain this away from your campsite. And there's also a rubber bung on the inside here that you kind of use as a plug. So it's if you've got the garden hose in there and you want to stop the flow, just put that in place, and then you can pull that out to let the water flow out through the garden hose. What I'll do now though is set this up as a sink. So these go this way when we pack it up, but when we actually use this as a sink, these little notches on the side here fit in these holes here. So you push them in and lay it down. The cutouts in here sit on the edge of the tub here. So you lay this in like this, they sit in the back, and they're quite sturdy. I can push down quite firmly on that. These have got little drain holes in the bottom here, so you can see there's a gap through here. So if we put plates and things in here, the water drips down in here, so you've got a sink just like you're set up at home. Now to attach our faucet, we grab the faucet and we grab the little grey clip that came with it, and this goes on this way with this little bit pointing downwards, because that then just clips in the slot on the side here, so that we've got that faucet sitting over the top of the sink here. Now this pivots up and down, goes left and right, just like well, probably better than many taps you've got at home. And you've got the switch on here to control the flow. This switch actually turns it on and off as well. We've got a how to use video, other video on how that all works. Check that out if you're interested. But that's now ready to go. Now the only thing left to do for setup is to attach our water inlet. So we jump over to our power pack and the pump on the other side there to set all that up. Okay, I've got the accessories I need to set the hose up here. First, we'll plug the power in. So in the back of the hose here, you've got a power point here. Just plug that in there. It's just a standard 6mm jack. And I've got a 12-volt power source here. Has a cigarette plug on the other end. I'm going to plug this in. We'll turn that on so that we've got power to the unit. Now the pump has got a switch on the back. Things to note, this pump is weatherproof, so you can leave it out in the rain. It's like if it happens to run dry, you're not going to damage this pump. And while this comes with two 2-meter hoses, so you can pull from a water source close by, you can actually get an extension hose kit for this, because this will push water up to 30 meters in length with 1.8 meters of rise. So you can actually have your setup running from here right down to a water source 30 meters away from your hot tap and still push water up through it. What I'm doing today though is using the hose that comes with your Nomad kit, and I'm using it. I'm going to attach it on the other side here. Once again, we've got the water flow going this way. I'm going to use it with a 10-litre jerry can here. Now on the water collection end of the hose, you've got a few options. You've got this little weighted filter here. This comes apart, and inside you've got a few components. There's a bit of a weighted metal component so that it sinks to the bottom. This has got, it's sort of a filter, like it's going to get rid of most of the big debris. And then you've got a secondary filter inside here as well, just a little gauze thing in there. There's also gauze fittings inside the actual fittings on the unit as well. So it will keep large matter from getting inside the hot water unit. Now this is great if you're just doing it from a jerry can. If I touch this on here, the weighted thing inside allows me just to put this straight inside a standard jerry can outlet. If I'm using this in a river or on the bottom where I don't want too much sediment and stuff getting into the unit, I don't want it picking up water off the bottom of a muddy lake, for example, attach this unit here. These are all durable ABS plastic components. All of these components, everything that this is made of, the handles and everything are all durable ABS components. If this was then sitting on the bottom of a lake or a river, it avoids this from sitting in the mud, so it's picking up slightly cleaner water. So if you're using it in a natural water source, attach this bit here. If you're not, in this instance today, I'm just using a jerry can. This just fits nice and easily inside a jerry can, and that weighted metal bit inside means it falls to the bottom. Now that's our Joolca HOTTAP V2 Nomad all set up. We've got a shower rose, we've got a faucet for hot water for wash up. We are ready to use. Now we have got another video on how to use it. check that out right now if you're interested in how to use it. But if you want to see how to pack this up or how easily it does actually go back into that tub over there, that's what I'm going to do now. The first thing we'll do when we pack it up is just unplug the 12-volt power source and turn off our gas. And then we'll unplug all the hoses, let the water drain out, of the shower head and the faucet as well. Try and dry out our tub as much as we can. We'll use the little red bungs to put back in the inlet and the outlet of the pump to stop too much water from dripping out of there. All the hoses, once they've drained of water, have got little rubber keeps on them, so we can wind them up as neatly as we can, ready to go back inside the tub. Got a bit of moisture in there, that's all right. I wouldn't store it with moisture in there, but if you're going to just transport it to your next campsite, you can do so with a little bit inside. Just make sure you dry it out when you get home. Now to pack this in here, I've left this way in here for now. That's just helped a little bit of water drain out. But we've got to take this out of the stand, and the stand is the first thing that needs to go back in the tub, and this goes in upside down like this. From here we can then see we've got little storage spaces. So in the bottom we'll put our pump in here. We can throw some of the smaller things, the holders for the shower rose and the faucet. We've got a little bung here that you can attach to the sink if you like. Make sure you don't lose that one. These elements here, now one thing I didn't mention before was if you're trying to drain the water out of these, just turn it on to allow the water flow through so the water drains out of these before you put them back into the tub. Otherwise water gets caught up, it doesn't flow out as easily. These can just tuck in down the side like this. Little drain thing here, our filter can go on the bottom, and weight, or the little basket that we use for the fresh water, tuck that in the bottom there. We'll put the wire on the top, just in case any water drips down. We'll keep that as dry as we can on top. From here, we can actually put the hot water unit in. I put this in before the hoses. So tuck this in like this at one end, and then we can just put the hoses in this end here. Now I actually put that at that end. I'm probably actually best putting this up this end here, so that we've got all the space we need down here to be able to fit our hoses. Now keep the shorter 1 meter hoses to go in on top. Put the longer hoses in here. You might just need to lift this up or just jiggle them around the fittings on the bottom of the unit there. Tuck it in there. These hoses can tuck next to that. Now that's, if you roll them up small enough, we'll get the roll size right. They go in really easily. We'll tuck our gas hose down the side here as well. From here, we'll just lay a 12-volt cable on top, and these two hoses also can just lay sort of around the edge like this, tucking the sides of it down the side there. That's now nice and flat, so we can grab the top, which was our sides, flip them over the other way. These just clip in place on top there. And that is a Joolca hot tap, all packed up in the Nomad kit. That went back in there really easily. You could probably store a few little extras in there if you want. That's the Joolca Hot Tap V2. I've just shown you the Nomad version, which comes with all the bells and whistles. There's more accessories that you can buy from Joolca as well. Well, probably one of the most reliable hot water systems, portable hot water systems that I've used. If you want to see how to use these and how hot the water gets, how it looks, check out our other video on all the features. You can see that on our YouTube channel. Otherwise, you can buy these online at snowies.com.au.